After completing 99 sailing on my main level 3 skiller, I was blessed with the best opportunity. I get to do it all again on my previously maxed Ironman. Unlike my other account, this one has no limitations, other than the obvious being no trading, which doesn't matter that much for sailing. Pandemonium quest completed. While XP lamps are enabled at the time of this video, and anyone and everyone should be lamping all of 1 to 30, unfortunately, this grind was done before Tears of Guthix worked, so I was stuck doing the miserable method for 1 to 30. If you remember from my last video, or anyone's sailing video ever, level 1 to 30 is horribly slow without lamps. I just got off the phone with my Uber, and maybe we are going to do this slightly different from other people doing 1 to 30. Neither Nuberini or me have no idea how this will go, but I am going to chart all of 1 to 30. For those that don't know, chartering is a one-time activity where you explore/chart different locations of all of the oceans in the game. Once doing all 358 locations, you get a fat XP drop on top of all of the XP you got along the way. No one was really doing this on release, because think of it similar to questing or diaries, where on release it wasn't solved. Now there are plugins that give you the answers, highlight things, and even Ubers that can drive you around on speedier boats. We are figuring this out as we go, but there are more level requirements than we originally thought. Certain oceans and seas cannot be charted until you reach a certain level. Remember how slow training 1 to 30 with port tasks was? A whole 2-minute cargo ride for a 59 XP drop. Even if we are extremely limited to what we can chart, any amount of charting to skip early levels is better than not charting. Lumbridge Basin fully completed, extra 190 XP drop there. On our last account, we were doing these charts at level 97. The XP we got was minimal. Now, starting at level 5, and doing the charts that we'd have to do later anyway, we are already up to level 10 in less than 5 minutes. We were running low on easy charts to get to, but we just barely made it to level 12, which is the next quest. This quest introduces a crowbar, which unlocks more charts. There's also an XP drop at the end, which hopefully pushes us to a higher level to chart more seas. That got us 16 sailing, plus a crowbar, which unlocks more charts. Another small little Uber session, we found all of this alcohol in the sea, and drinking it got us just short of level 22, the next quest. One more small little Uber ride to finish off 22, and then quest time. The level 22 quest unlocks us a duck, which just like the crowbar, unlocks us a lot of new charts in the previous areas we were already in. As we level up, we're slowly getting more seas to access charting. We're running low on charts, but I'm trying really hard to force at least level 30 before starting playing. That way I can at least start with the Barracudas. It took us an entire 2 hours of charting and questing, but we did end up making it to level 30. Now we can start playing the game. Being a weekend at this point, there are finally tiles in the tile pack plugin for each course that we can follow, making it infinitely easier and less thinking. After being locked behind the last trial on my level 3 due to not having the quest, and forced to do a slower method, salvaging for 99, you might be expecting my main Ironman to do trials for the fast 99. That assumption is actually extremely wrong. Because I'm an Ironman and I was just entering the clog stage on this account, I'm going to be doing one trial of each for the clog slots, and then go do other things for other clogs, and kind of zero time my way to 99 while going for clogs. Every trial was one and done with the tile markers. That's the first one completed, plus 3 clogs and 37 sailing. I did a couple more Barracuda laps to finish off level 38, which gave me my next chart unlock, Mermaids. I know I'm doing a lot of charting right now, but I cannot stress enough how much easier the later levels are. Getting this all out of the way early on is definitely for the best. Nice little 2k XP drop there, that's almost 5% of my total XP. After more charting the seas and finishing the last sailing quest and getting my quest cape back, we got 49 sailing. One level off being able to efficiently salvage. Remember in the beginning of the video when I mentioned we get a fat XP drop at the end of chartering? We finished 3 out of 6 full oceans. the beginner ones, which is way less XP, but we can still claim some XP for finishing them. That 6k XP drop finishes off level 50. Now, with access to 2 salvaging hooks on one boat, we can finally get normal human rates until 99. At level 53, we get access to large shipwrecks, which is the first salvage spot that has good XP rates. It is possible to sort these at level 50 thanks to the ability to build kegs on our ship. When we build a keg, we can fill it with different types of alcohol. In this specific case, a whirlpool surprise. When filled with 25 of them, the keg will have a passive +2 invisible boost, which is a great passive buff while salvaging at all times. But more importantly, right now, we can refill our empty beer glasses and drink physical whirlpool surprises. Every time we drink one, we get a +3 sailing boost from level 50, allowing us to do the 53 spot 3 levels early. We also added a keg of Kraken Ink Stout, which increases our chance of random events when moving. This is for clogs, which I will cover later. Level 51 sailing, finally getting my Sailor's Amulet. This is a very good item and will teleport me to the Pandemonium for accessing my boat quicker. The best and easiest part of 1.5 tick salvaging versus anything else I've ever tick manipped, it's pretty much efficient to always AFK clean a full inventory whenever it happens. This makes the method very chill. After doing this method for 90 minutes, we got nearly 1/3 of our total XP. 55 sailing done, holding 41k an hour. While this was fun, it is unfortunately time to move on. Level 55 is the next Barracuda, and even though the level 53 spot was nearly double the XP per hour of the previous best method, this is once again doubling the XP per hour of the 53 spot. These trials at only level 55 are already 70 to 80k XP per hour. And remember, on this account, because it's 1 week in, we have tile markers. We can just mindlessly follow them. 3 ranks at each trial, each giving a clog. I mentioned at the first trial that I just want to complete each lap on time once for the clogs and then move on. However, I have a very good reason to rush level 72 before trying other things in the skill. So, because the Jelly trials are so much better than anything else, we are stuck here until level 72. Ignore the fact that I'm on an 8-minute completion. I forgot to throw a toad, which made me have to do a whole extra lap. That's the worst part of trials, one small mistake equating to +2 minutes. Anyways, here's 60 sailing. "64 sailing, time for an upgrade. Level 67 is a camper hull, which we can boost from level 64. This hull will make our boat faster and is the last speed upgrade until we get Rosewood, which is level 90+. Ironwood hull is not worth making on a skiff since we only care about speed for trials and it does not give extra speed over camper. Our boat speed is being upgraded from 2.0 to 2.5, a nice 25% increase. This will make trials a bit faster for rushing level 72. Now comfortably getting mid 80k an hour with the new boat speed, here is 65 sailing, 68 sailing, 69 sailing, holding about 90k an hour. I lost a clip of me getting 72, but finally I made my way towards the 3rd Barracuda trial, the Gwyneth Glide. I never got my chance to try this one before, as my level 3 didn't have Regicide completed, which is a requirement, but this is the course that everybody hypes up since day 1, the funnest of them all. I finished the first rank of this course in my first try thanks to tile markers, but the second one, which was the more important one, was not as quick as I was hoping. We need to complete the course within 3 minutes and 42 seconds. On my 5th completion, I missed it by exactly 1 tick. When we do finally make time, we get a one-time reward alongside a one-time bigger XP drop. After that bigger XP drop though, redoing this course over and over and over again is meta XP. So technically, even if we are missing the time by 1 to 5 ticks, at least we are getting good XP rates regardless. Here we go, this should make time. 73 sailing and a Heart of Ithil. This Heart of Ithil is what we've been rushing and wanting since the beginning of the video. the biggest buff for sailing. I had to take a quick 1 hour detour to do some Iron Man things, sailing around and collecting secondaries to build with the Heart of Ithel, such as mining nickel and making ironwood planks, both introduced with sailing. But finally, it was time. Having completed the second rank of the third trial, I can now craft a crystal extractor on my boat. This crystal extractor is arguably, no actually, it is absolutely one of the worst designs on old school RuneScape. However, it is overpowered and that makes it fun. I went back to the Gwyneth Glide to complete it within the time limit for the clog, and after getting that alongside 75 sailing, I was retiring from trials. Yes, it is best in slot XP, but we have other goals you want to work on along the way. Back to salvaging, and this time, meet my crystal extractor. The crystal extractor was the item that we built and that will now be with me anytime and anywhere we train sailing. Imagine we got level 73 agility and we're able to talk to some guy for an XP lamp that can only be used while on agility courses. So when on agility courses, training post 73, we can claim this lamp for an extra 600 XP per minute and it never degrades, adding 36k an hour to our total XP rate. I know that sounds dumb and fake, but that is exactly what the crystal extractor is. A 600 XP lamp every 60 seconds that we will be using during any training method out in the seas. This XP lamp is the reason I didn't want to commit to any clogs or side goals during sailing yet. It only made sense to get the passive 36k an hour before doing it. Here is 76 sailing. I have a lot of missing clips due to the fact that once I got my XP lamp, I was casually AFKing while editing, etc. But finally moving forward, I'm now back to playing the game, up to 84 sailing and back to 1.5 tick salvaging. Holding 144k an hour, this method is decent, but trials will be about 190k, so why are we here? The reason is that we are doing this for passive clogs. Every salvage spot in the game has a different 1 in 3k unique that can be turned into the museum for 1 kudo. I figured since salvaging is fun, we might as well clog all of these spots along the way to 99. Despite being level 84, I'm currently at the level 73 spot. The reason is, at the time of this clip, both the level 80 and 87 spot have a 25-minute AFK spot. However, the 73 does not. So if I'm actively playing the game 1.5 ticking, I might as well use a spot that I can't use while sleeping. The reason that the 73 spot specifically could not be 25-minute AFK'd is because there was not a tile where your boat could reach 2 shipwrecks at once, so you always had to actively move between shipwrecks once it swapped. There has since been an update that allows every single salvage spot, including the level 73, to be 25-minute AFK'd. Broken Sextant, the 1 in 3k drop from the 73 spot. I think I did go quite dry on this, but I can't say exactly how much since my rune light was not tracking salvages yet. The level 73 spot also coincidentally has a Salver's Paint, the rarest item from any salvage, 1 in 24k. This paint is completely cosmetic and does nothing, but it's a clog and I enjoy salvaging, so here we go. I think I am getting and cleaning about 650 salvages an hour, meaning to go on rate, we could be here for 37 hours. That is quite a lot of my sailing XP to 99. Dragon Cannonball, another clog from here. Although we would have gotten this from I think Frost Dragons which dropped them, so not a huge deal. Nothing new can come from here except for this 1 in 24k paint. I haven't touched charting since level 55, but at level 78 you can officially do the entire map for a 2.5% XP buff, essentially a skilling outfit. My Uber finally had some free time, so I finished that up. We did it a tiny bit different this time. I just banked all of my bottles so that we can chart everything, and then I drink on my own time. It is very important to consider when doing this that if I die with other bottles in my inventory, I lose everything and I have to get them back. Being 99 HP this time around, it was much easier to stay alive. Here is 85 sailing from drinking. It only took a little over 2 hours to sail the second half of the oceans. This is why we're glad we spent 2 hours doing the earlier oceans at a lower level. The lower level XP is much more valuable before you get the permanent XP lamp at 72. Because we only did the mid to high level charts as well, majority of the charting XP was from this part since it scales so heavily. In a little over 2 hours, we gained 624k XP at 280k an hour. That also got us another level, 86, which is one level off the last shipwreck. And even more importantly, we now have access to Horizon Lore Keg, which is a permanent 2.5% XP buff for the rest of sailing. I went back to the 73 spot in hopes for a paint, but managed to get level 87 first, unlocking the last salvage spot. This left me thinking, the level 87 spot is great, and there's a dragon cannon barrel which is a 1 in 20k chance for mint that I could get. It makes logical sense for me to go do it, but there's just one thing I keep thinking of. The 87 spot, I can legit set my boat up and go AFK for 25 minutes at a time. At the time of this clip, the level 73 spot I have to actively be playing. There's no double spots. And so I made my decision to continue actively playing here for the paint. 88 sailing. 89 sailing, still hunting this paint.
I got it!
Starting from level 73 and getting to almost level 90, we finally got the Salver's paint. The following day after getting Salver's paint, there was an update that changed everything. Salvaging got a higher catch rate, slightly higher XP per catch, and most importantly, every spot now had a 2 times AFK spot. This means no matter where or what level you are, every single salvage spot could now be 25-minute AFK'd. This update was so huge that I was once again changing my plans. I already concluded that I'm not doing trials due to wanting clogs or other progression on the Ironman during 99. I have now concluded that I want to go back to every salvage spot previously and get the random 1 in 3k clog from each. With the Salver's paint out of the way, I had the hardest part of finishing all salvage clogs on the way to 99 completed. It was now just a matter of going back to the old spots and finishing the 1 in 3ks. That update did slightly nerf the crystal extractor to only give 15k an hour instead of 36k passively, but everyone expected it to be nerfed, and honestly, it's still giving this much is still a win. 91 sailing. I mentioned earlier about the keg that gave us more random events. These random events can spawn while moving your ship any amount of distance, whether it's between salvage spots or charting or whatever. There is a chance to spawn a specific clam random event, which allows you to sacrifice an alch item in return of a pearl next time you see it. That means every time I see a clam, I give it an item, and I will not get my return until I see the next clam, whether it's 3 hours later or 30 days later. There are 11 different pearl clogs to get, which means I have to get 11 different items, all of which are easy to get and found on the wiki. Majority of my sailing from 91 onwards has just been me AFKing while out of the house or doing whatever thanks to the 2x AFK spots. Since I wasn't home during a lot of this, I was not recording, but we did manage to completely greenlog the sea treasures section. That means every salvage spot is completed, including the Salver's paint. Arguably only missing the dragon cannon and nails from the 87 spot, which I've been AFKing for XP anyway. I managed to get the dragon nails when I woke up the next morning from my salvage that I AFK'd 30 minutes overnight. Being currently level 93 sailing, that dragon nail clog brought us to where we're currently at. That's right, I have 2 dragon barrels that I got from AFKing before my first ever dragon nails here. Like I said earlier, I wasn't recording during this since I was not home, as this is extremely AFK. So what does this mean exactly? To be honest, I'm still in no rush to finish 99. Seeing something AFKable 30 minutes at a time makes me not really want to treat it normally. I may continue to just play the game outside of sailing and finish the rest while asleep, or I may find something else I want to do with sailing before 99. Decisions were once again to be made, and I have not yet made them. It seems like a good point to end today's video. I hope you all enjoyed watching the Ironman edition of Training Sailing, or more specifically, the clogging edition of salvaging. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Peace out.